Detective Comics, starring Batman. Struggle in the Sky. Batman. Nothing. Below him, Washington, D.C. glitters like some rare gem in the night. A twinkling, dazzling array of light and sound. Few are ever afforded the opportunity to view the nation's capital from quite this vantage point, 300 feet straight up atop the monument named for the father of our country. But then, few have the resources of this man, and fewer still the need. Like a dreadnought in the sky. I thought I might get a lead to whoever's behind the theft of those naval vessels from the Department of the Navy, but they're as much in the dark as I am. If they hadn't told me about the warning they'd received of an impending ransom demand, I'd probably be on my way back to Gotham City by now. This one's no ordinary thief. Not when he comes equipped with a zeppelin capable of hefting a battleship with a magnetic force field. I didn't have much luck trying to stop him by blowing up his engines. Besides, the Zepp's owners had other ideas, and I came as close to the last plunge as I care to get. Although, it would have been a lot closer if it wasn't for my handy grappling hook and some convenient treetops. I thought, Well, speak of the devil.
Attention, Washington, D.C. My name is Colonel Blimp, commander of the lighter-than-air craft you see now above your city. I am also the one who appropriated the warships belonging to your navy.
He's certainly not shy about his accomplishments, is he? I wonder how he'll take to someone who's not nearly as pleased. Like me.
2 of your ships are now in my hands. A battleship and submarine, worth, I am sure, many billions of your taxpayers' dollars. Thus far, no damage has been done to the ships or crewmen manning them. They have merely been relocated to a place inaccessible to any device you might care to employ. Except, of course, a zeppelin. This zeppelin, to be precise. As I said, the ships and crews are for the moment safe. But I cannot guarantee their safety will continue without certain concessions on the part of the government. I ask for nothing unreasonable, just a mere fraction of the monetary worth of these machines and men. Shall we say $10 million?
A computer, relaying the message from elsewhere and steering the Zeppelin. Uh-oh. And that's not all in the way of surprises.
Yes, and should anybody think of attacking this airship, it is a futile gesture. It is at current unmanned and fixed to explode quite lethally in exactly 12 seconds. Before that time, however, I will tell you that my terms leave no room for negotiation. Refuse me, and you will never see neither men nor ships again. Except, and the consequences will be far more to your liking. So, until I next contact you with the details of when and where I expect my money, this is Colonel Blimp, signing off. and reminding you to duck.
Good Lord! Hydrogen gas. Zeppelin started using non-combustible helium after the Hindenburg disaster in the 1930s, but Colonel Blimp intended these pyrotechnics to prove his point, regardless of who might have been caught in that blast. Hours later, in the Batcave, beneath Wayne Manor. Pretty bizarre sense of humor on this Blimp guy, Bruce. Anybody that collects real battleships for fun and profits gotta be downright warped, to say the least. The only good thing about this is that there aren't very many places you can hide a battleship or a Zeppelin. Tea, sirs? Thanks, Alfred. I've run through everything we know and can guess at through the computer, and it lists the most likely spot for secreting the ship and sub as being somewhere in the Arctic. Probably here, in an uninhabited area. Feel like taking a short hop to a cold climate, Dick? I kind of figured you'd want to go after Blimp yourself, pal. I've got my thermals all ready. When do I leave? How would immediately suit you, chum? Moments later, a sleek night black jet roars into the evening sky from an old barn located deep on the vast Wayne estate, veering north. While, from yet another hidden entryway, a familiar ebony automobile streaks off into the night. Its destination, New Jersey. Years ago, these vast structures were a common sight to fans of aviation and viewers of movie newsreels. But now the age of lighter-than-air travel is over, and most of these hangars have been long since dismantled, clearing the way for other things. Some, however, remain, far from the beaten path, cheaper and easier to let stand than tear down, now fallen into desolate disuse. Looks can be deceiving, though. This Zeppelin hangar nicely proves that point. From deep within its cavernous depths, decades-old machinery rumbles with well-oiled precision. Yet equally deceiving is the illusion of isolation this area affords. For no matter what the dwellers of this place might think otherwise, they are not alone. Looks like my hunch paid off. There aren't many of these old Zepp hangars left, but those that are all nicely spotted in old records. I knew if I checked them out, I'd eventually hit pay dirt. All is in readiness, Williams? Aye, aye, Colonel Blimp. The Zeppelin's ready to lift off any time. Then let's not keep our friends in the Navy Department waiting. Now that we have their assurance the ransom will be paid according to my demands, it's time we fetched their war toys for them. From the Arctic. I've really got to hand it to Bruce and his hunches, not to mention the little metal detector he installed in the Batplane. Between the two of them, it couldn't have been easier to find the ships if I'd left them floating in the bathtub. So far, so good. Radar shows the all clear as far as any unwanted Zeppelins in sight. And considering the surroundings, I'm betting Blimp didn't feel any need to leave a guard on his prisoners. The weather's bad enough to keep them where he wants them. Time to lower the landing gear and bring her in for a nice, smooth landing. Whoa, I take that back. Even with the skis, the Batplane's handling like a fat man on a banana peel on this ice. Still, it's good enough so they don't revoke my junior pilot's badge. I think the snow's getting to me, Captain. Ain't that the Batplane? Looks like it to me, Ensign, and thank God for it. Hiya, Robin! Yahoo! We are saved! Permission to come aboard, Captain? Geez, Scotty, he looks just like his pictures, don't he? You want to hold off asking him for his autograph just now, man? Permission granted, son, gratefully. How the devil did you ever find us? A little ingenuity and lots of luck, sir. But I can explain all that to you later, because right now it looks like we've got a bit of work ahead of us. I don't understand. Well, for starters, let's get the ice off the guns and get them in shape to do a little balloon hunting. Ah, I read you loud and clear, Robin. All right, boys, you heard the man. Let's get cracking. Suddenly, they are mere prisoners no more. These men now have a goal, an enemy to fight. It's going well. Soon, the Zeppelin will be rendezvousing with the captured ships, and the $10 million will be in my hands. I said I would make them pay, Winslow, and pay they will. My victory is close at hand. The Batman can only smile. It soars effortlessly through the winter-chilled skies of the Arctic, silent, ominous in its appearance, at once a thing of beauty and a harbinger of menace. There it is, right where we dumped her. Of course, you didn't expect a blasted battleship to move anywhere through solid ice, did you? With practice speed, men and mooring ropes are deployed from the swaying gondola and... Fasten those ropes, men. We're running on a tight schedule here. All right, let's round up those sailors and... Huh? Just where in the hell are they anyway? New Jersey. It is time I made contact with the Zeppelin. And next time you see me, Winslow, you'll be talking to a very wealthy man. Not if I have anything to say about it, Blimp. The Arctic. And nobody on board either ship, sir. They just disappeared. They couldn't. Blast it. Check again. It doesn't make sense. There's nowhere they could have gone out here. Not without us spotting them from the air. They have to be here. They are. Though the crew of the two vessels chose not to make themselves visible until... Now! Surprise, Creepos! We been waiting for you to show your slimy faces. Come on, you bozos. Try and make a move, please. I'm just itching to blow one of you away. Yeah, my finger's awfully stiff from laying under all that snow. I could really use the exercise to warm it up. We surrender. Great! It couldn't have gone any smoother if this was in a movie. Blimp's crew was captured without a shot being fired, which means it's time I got in touch with Batman and gave him the clear sign. They're ours, Robin. What do we do now? Just keep them on, ice for a while, Captain. I'll get back to you as soon as I place a couple of calls. Base to Zep 1. Do you read me? Zep 1.
Clear as a bell, Blimpy old buddy. Listen, I hope you weren't counting too much on talking with any of your boys just now. Seems they're all kinda tied up at the moment.
What? Who dares?
Name's Robin, pal, as in the Teen Wonder.
No! That was Robin's signal over my belt radio, so now that I know the ships and crews are safe, there's no point in my being subtle any longer. Ugh. Huh? Rain? Inside the hangar? You seem surprised, Batman. You shouldn't. It's quite an interesting phenomenon, actually. These hangars are so big, they have their own little environments. With the rain, a result of the temperature difference between the cold outer air and the warmer air inside. But you didn't come to discuss the weather, did you, Batman? I thought I'd find you here after I heard your sidekick on the radio from the Arctic. I'm afraid you've made quite a mess of my scheme. I've worked many long years planning my revenge. Yes, revenge against the Navy. You see, my father was a Navy man. He spent his whole career, staked his reputation on the Navy Zeppelin project during the 1950s. But then those fools saw fit to cancel that program, cutting father off without a regard to what he devoted his life to. A life he saw no reason to continue living after they destroyed his dream. He died, a broken man, Batman. And now, someone must pay for what was done to him. I'm sorry about that, Blimp, but not sorry enough to allow you to collect. My cigarette, igniting a hydrogen! And the rainstorm in here ought to keep the explosion under control, while I create some fireworks of my own. Ugh. The sun is just rising over the Jersey Hills, heralding the beginning of a new day. The symbolic implications of this are not lost on this man, and he smiles grimly beneath his cowl. It is a beginning as well as an end. The end of one who fell under the shadow of the Batman. End.